Hello everybody, Dakian here with another book review for you. This time I am looking at a book called Empire of Imagination, subtitled Gary Gygax and the Birth of Dungeons & Dragons by Michael Whitwer. This is a hardcover book with a slipjacket. Here's a little picture of the author. Here's the blurb on the back. Here is a map of the city of Lake Geneva as if it was laid out for a D&D game. I assume the proportions are relatively correct, such that the distances between Gary's childhood home and other places here are correct. But I don't really know, and I haven't bothered to find out. Most of it is text. There is a section of pictures in the middle of the book. Old family pictures from Gary's family albums, I suppose. And some D&D related memorabilia. Some old TSR staffers. Various buildings that were important to TSR and D&D at the time. And yeah, not a whole lot. It's mostly text. So what is it? Well, as you can perhaps guess from the title and from the contents I've showed you, it's a biography of Gary Gygax with a focus on gaming and especially D&D. And it covers his whole life from birth to death in, let's see, approximately, well, there's slightly over 300 pages, including the index, and there are footnotes. So this is a work that is sort of at its core scholarly. Everything has been researched as far as it's possible to research it. There have been interviews with surviving family members and other co-workers, and there's been a lot of reading of other textual sources, including the books about the history of role-playing games that I previously reviewed on my channel, like Playing at the World by Peterson, for example, is used as a source quite often. So there is some actual research at the bottom of it, but there is also a lot of fictionalization. That was hard to pronounce. Or perhaps one should say dramatization, as in he's taken events from Gary's life that have been mostly described by Gary himself later, or by people who were present. But Whitwer has rewritten them from just descriptive accounts to something that reads like a book, like a story, and including a first-person narrative. I mean, thoughts from inside Gary's head, which of course nobody can know what he was actually thinking. And the author owns up to this, that of course he notes that this is all made up by him, in order to make it more dramatic, in order to make the presentation more interesting and engaging for the reader. And I guess I'm fine with it. I don't read a lot of biographies. I'm not exactly sure what the going sort of standard for how to write biographies is. If this sort of making stuff up is considered comme il faut. But, as long as you maintain the awareness that you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit, and it possibly didn't happen exactly this way, then it's fine. I find it very readable. And it is well written, and it is not a hagiography. That is, it's a biography of warts and all. It shows you not just the good, smart decisions Gary made, but also the bad, stupid ones. And the sort of mistakes that led to, for example, losing TSR and so forth. So that gives it a it makes it more believable that the author is sort of neutral. Well, not completely neutral, but he doesn't shy away from his subject's bad sides. And yeah, I don't know that there's a lot more else to say about this. I have no recollection of what this costs to buy, but you know, look it up if you're interested in learning more about Gary. I mean, the facts of what happened at TSR, how the game was, how D&D originally came to be, and how the company of TSR developed, that's been covered in other books from a strictly factual standpoint. This book is if you want to try to imagine what it would have been like to be there, right? Thinking empathically about it, not from a strictly historical standpoint. If that's something you might be interested in, just look it up, because it's well written within its genre, and I had a lot of fun reading it. So that concludes my review of this book. Until next video, this is Dakian, signing off.